Hey everyone, the latest Q4 shareholding of March 2023 has been released, and shareholding pattern gives a good understanding in terms of which stocks are preferred by institutional investors. So in this video, I've tried to figure out which stocks institutional investors have invested in latest Q4 quarter. And when I say institutional investors, it includes both FIs and DIs. But before we begin, please note that we have only considered stocks where both DIs and FIs holding has increased and public holding has reduced. It means we have not considered stock where public holding has also increased along with institutional investor, because that can only happen when promoters are selling their stake. So I have not considered those stocks. But even if promoter holding has reduced and if it is completely absorbed by FIs or DIs instead of public, then I have considered this stock. Alright, let's get started. So first stock is Tata Motors. As per latest holding in March 2023, promoters have kept the holding unchanged at 46.93%. Interestingly, FIs have increased their holding from 13.89% to 15.34%. And DI holding has increased from 15.2% to 17.69%. And public holding has reduced from 24.36% to 20.4%. Do you know why FIs and DIs are buying Tata Motors? Because of very strong growth prospects across your near term, mid term and long term. In the near term, due to ease of supply side constraints, Jaguar Land Rover that contributes nearly 70% in Tata Motor business has reported good volume growth in vehicle sales during Q4 quarter. Moreover, the commodity prices have also fallen that would result in margin improvement in the short term. As far as mid to long term growth prospects are concerned, Tata Motor is already leading the four-wheeler EV sector in India and has big plans to launch multiple electric vehicle cars in the near future. Even all brokerage houses have a buy call on Tata Motors with a target of more than 500 rupee. In fact, one of the latest report, Ventura Security has given a target of 715 rupee, signifying more than 50% upside potential. After touching a low of 400 rupee, Tata Motor has recently jumped nearly 17%. I've already discussed Tata Motors in my previous videos. Then second stock is Samvardhana Motherson. In latest March 23 holding, FIs have increased stake from 8.24% to 10.87% and DI holding has increased from 11.95% to 14.74%. Although promoter stake has reduced recently after an increase from last year, but public holding has reduced from 11.57% to 9.55%. So net FIs and DIs have absorbed the entire stake sale from promoters and public holding got reduced, which means both FIs and DIs are bullish on Samvardhana Motherson that is in constant downward trend from a long time due to multiple issues with auto sector followed with COVID, then Russia-Ukraine war. If you look at brokerage house report, brokerage houses have given a buy call with ICICI Security has given a target of 110 rupee signifying 55% upside. Motilal Oswal has target of 100 rupee signifying 41% upside. I've recently created a detailed video on Samvardhana Motherson. Then third stock is Nykaa. In latest March 23 holding, FIs have increased stake from 11.06% to 12.26% and DI holding has increased from 6.35% to 7.86%. In fact, FIs have been consistently adding stake in Nykaa since its IPO and DIs have also consistently increased their stake since June 22. Although promoter stake has minutely reduced since its IPO, but public holding has significantly reduced from 38.29% to 27.6%. Nykaa received a stellar response during its IPO in November 21 when markets were at peak of bull run. But since then, Nykaa share price has tanked 70%. And it seems institutional investors are now finding Nykaa attractive after the sharp correction. Since Nykaa is a new age growth company, we can't look at the PE ratio. But if you observe price to sale of Nykaa, during its IPO, price to sale was 21 and its peak, its price to sale touched a high of 47, which has now fallen to current levels of 7. That is a massive correction in price to sale. It basically means while Nykaa sales during IPO in FY21 was around 2,441 crore and it commanded a market cap of 50,000 crore. But in trailing 12 months, while its sales have grown to 4,815 crore, its market cap has fallen to 34,000 crore. So over the period of time, while Nykaa sales have doubled, its market cap has fallen around 30%, and that is the reason its price to sale has fallen significantly. Now when it comes to brokerage target, Nykaa has a mixed review. For example, global brokerage house Macquarie has a sell call with a target of 115 and Jefferies has a buy call with a target of 200 rupee. Within domestic brokerage house, while ICICI Security has a buy call with a target of 165 rupee, HDFC Security has a sell call while Nykaa was trading at around 143 rupee with a target of 125 and currently Nykaa is trading at 120 rupee. So it's a mix of buy and sell call from various brokerage houses. Then fourth stock is Persistent System. FIs have increased their stake from 20.29% to 20.55% and DI holding has increased from 26.4% to 27.6%. Promoter holding has remained unchanged at 31.26%. Public holding has reduced from 19.76% to 18.5%. Now, Persistent System has seen nearly 10x jump from COVID lows, but it fell down around 35%. Then stock again jumped more than 50% and now recently it has witnessed around 10% correction. At current levels of 4,400, Persistent is trading at a PE ratio of 37 with a market cap of around 33,000 crore. So it seems institutional investors are utilizing the correction and consolidation in Persistent System to accumulate it for long term. Now fifth stock is Sona BLW. If you recall, in March 2023, one of Sona BLW promoter Blackstone sold its entire stake of 20.5%. As a result, if you look at its shareholding pattern, promoter stakes are down from 53.5% to 33%. However, the important point is that this entire shareholding is absorbed by FIs and DIs. FI's stake has increased from 11.27% to 24.69% and DI's stake has increased from 24.37% to 31.28%. Whereas public holding has slightly increased from 10.8 to 11%. A shareholding of 20% being absorbed by FIs and DIs in a single quarter is a strong signal of institutional investors' confidence in Sona BLW. Now you might wonder then why promoters have sold their stake. So understand that Blackstone is a private investment banking firm that invests in businesses at small level and help them grow with their expertise. And once they make good return, they exit. Having said this, Sona BLW is one of the leading electric vehicle component manufacturer in the world and hence it has got bright growth prospect. I've already created an in-depth video on Sona BLW. Please note that Sona BLW recently had its IPO during 2021 bull run at a price of 291 and stock zoomed nearly 3 times in short time. However, the valuations were super expensive and share price corrected more than 40% to current levels of 460 rupee. Then sixth stock is Devyani International. While promoter holding in Devyani International is more or less same, FIs have increased their stake from 8.8% to 9.77%. And DIs have also increased stake from 7.88% to 9.66%. Whereas public holding has reduced from 20.5% to 17.78%. It looks like institutional investors are very bullish on future of Devyani International, which is a prominent player in Indian QSR sector with brands like your Pizza Hut, KFC, Costa Coffee, and even homegrown brands like Vango, that is a chain of South Indian food. Currently, Devyani International is a mid-cap company with a market cap of around 20,000 crore. Then seventh stock is Laurus Lab. After nearly 10 times jump in its share price during COVID bull run, Laurus Lab has significantly corrected in last 2 years. In fact, this correction is in the entire pharma sector. And it seems now institutional investors are finding the valuations attractive. FIs have increased their stake from 21.9% to 22.4% and DI's stake is up from 9.5% to 9.7%. In fact, DIs are consistently adding Laurus Labs since last 8 quarters and public holding has consistently fallen from 48.7% to 40.6%. Then 8th stock is Campus Activewear. While promoter stake in the company is constant at 74%, FIs have significantly added stake from 6% to 12.26% and DI's stake is slightly up from 6.37% to 6.7%. And public stake has fallen from 13.6% to 7%. Company had its IPO last year and share doubled quickly, but since then it has fallen more than 40%. Campus Activewear is a leading sports and athleisure brand in India with strong dominance in mid-price segment and currently commands a market cap of around 10,000 crore rupees. Ninth stock in the list is Data Pattern. Data Pattern also launched its IPO recently in December 21 and share price has already zoomed from IPO levels of 585 rupee to current levels of nearly 1700. The major reason behind more than 3x jump in share price is sharp growth in its earning and order book, due to Indian government focus on Atmanirbhar Bharat and defense sector. In latest shareholding report, while Data Pattern promoters have reduced their stake from 45.76% to 42.4%, FIs have added stake from 2.3% to 5.08%, and DI stakes are up from 7.9% to 11.64%. Public holding is down from 44% to 40.88%. Then 10th stock in the list is Garhwale Technical Fiber. While promoter stakes has remained constant, FIs have constantly increased their stake in company from 7.4% to 8.57%, and even DIs are constantly adding it from 3.35% in June 21 to 7.59%. And public holding has constantly reduced from 35.5% to 31.12%. In last 1 year, the stock has been on decline trend and currently trading at levels of around 2,870. Garhwale Technical Fiber is a leading player in technical textiles like ropes, fishing nets, sports nets, etc. And even Indian government has set up a PLI scheme for man-made fiber and technical textile. So in this video, we discussed 10 stocks where institutional investors, including both FIs and DIs, have shown confidence and increased their stake in latest Q4 of FY23 quarter, whereas public holding has reduced. If I summarize the list, it includes Tata Motors, Samvardhana Motherson, Nykaa, Persistent System, Sona BLW, Devyani International, Laurus Lab, Campus Activewear, Data Pattern, and Garhwale Technical Fiber. Now tell me in the comments, which stocks are you adding in your portfolio? I hope you'll find this video useful. I'll see you in the next video. Till then, take care.